Finally, my most anticipated movie of 2020 has released in October of 2021. It's here, guys. That was like standing in line for the Raging Bull at Six Flags Great America for like 2 fucking years. You know what I'm saying? Keep in mind, this is a Denis Villeneuve movie. He made a Dune movie, and that fact alone is so exciting. That's why I've been anticipating the shit out of this for so long. This dude made Blade Runner 2049, Arrival, Prisoners, Sicario, and yeah, he made Enemy, which... That's a weird one. But you know what? I respect it. It's a little spidery. Okay, I don't know how to break down this plot because of the scale of this movie. So I'm just gonna say it's stupid. The people on the sand planet have very special sand that's worth a lot of money. The bad people that take the sand and they sell it, they were told by the Space King to leave the sand planet. And then the Space King tells Timothée Chalamet's dad to come from his planet to the sand planet, and he can take over the planet and run it how he wants, while also managing the special sand trade. Then you got some action and politics and betrayal and some prophecies, and it's everything you could ask for, really. Typically, this is where I talk about the cast, but this cast is just too stacked for me. I can't handle this cast. Can't lift it. I can't lift it. Too heavy of a cast. It's just too heavy. I will say the acting is on point, and none of these actors are like out of line. They share screen time respectively, and they complement each other. There weren't any egos that like overwhelmed anyone else's performances. It was just this ensemble of actors that you definitely know working together, being copacetic, and making it work. It was rewarding. Timothée Chalamet was the main protagonist, Paul, and I think he was perfect. He's this character with this onslaught of burdens and pressure, and you can't help but get behind him. I'm excited to see his full character arc in the future. And yes, there will definitely be at least one sequel, because in the first 2 seconds of the movie when it says Dune, it says part 1 right under that. Just gonna cut right to it. I am in awe of this movie. I'm in awe. It's huge. Visually stunning. I do recommend that you see it in the theater, because if you do, you're sitting there like... It's cool because it's on this large scale, but it also feels so personal with these characters. They don't necessarily do an amazing job introducing these characters, but somehow it just works. I don't know how to explain it. It just works. Big actors, big sets, big music, big world, big worms. Dune is the next big franchise. It's something to look forward to. It's a popular book series from the... When was Dune written? 1965. What? Popular book series originated in the mid-60s. Crazy. Then that was adapted to the screen in the 80s. Dune original film. 1984, to be precise. And that original Dune movie became a cult classic. So you already know that the story is solid, and it's been tested over time. They fine-tuned it to make it digestible for mass audiences, and then they put it into the hands of one of the most prolific and proven directors of today. Then they just load it with this ensemble cast of talented actors, and all that is what we like to call the perfect storm. It's very hard to line up those specific things and make them work, and somehow this movie did it. I will say this, I don't know anything about Dune. Never read the books, never saw the 1984 movie. I went into this movie completely fresh. The first 10 to 20 minutes were a lot for me to handle. They just force feed you information. This is the world, these are the people, this is what's going on. But they didn't do it with shitty exposition. It was done really well. So after being force-fed this information, they let you chew it for another like 2 hours. And in the end, I will say, it is delicious. As I said, I didn't read the book, so I'm sure that they left stuff out from the book, and I'm sure people will have issues with that. But this is a movie, and as far as the movie goes, this movie is fantastic. And you know what, Dune book readers? I get it. I get it. Take Marvel's Civil War. That was a comic book series that took over a year. Hundreds of comics, dozens of stories. They took that and they squeezed it into a movie. But it was well done, and at its core, it had the right idea. I imagine that's what this is like for Dune. Over 2.5 hours long, I didn't feel it at all. I was completely engulfed in the story. I was completely mesmerized by what was going on. And I'm gonna let you in on something. About halfway through, I had to pee. And if you know me, I will die before I leave a movie to pee. Was there a mid-credit scene? I have no idea, because the second those credits hit, I was out. But as this story was wrapping up in the end, I just wanted more. They gave me over 2.5 hours, and I just left wanting more movie. I'm fascinated by this sand world and the politics and what's gonna happen next. I'm hungry hippos for more Dune. So yeah, see it. It was worth the wait. We got a new franchise that just kicked off, you nerds. And I want more. More. Okay? See ya. Subscribe. Okay, so I have a theory. I don't think I'm spoiling anything. It's because it's just a theory. I don't fucking know what happens next. But Timothée Chalamet keeps having these visions throughout the movie. And you think that it's shit that's gonna happen in the future. But I remember how Denis Villeneuve just mind-fucked me in the movie Arrival. So now I'm thinking these visions that he's having are across all of time that can influence the present. Yeah. I think that makes sense. It makes sense in my head anyway. But either way, Dennis, I'm on to you, man. Okay, I'm gonna go watch this on HBO Max like 12 more times now. And you know what? I totally would have paid to see it again in theaters. Fuck you, Warner Brothers. HBO Max! HBO Max!